Hey, how's it going, guys? It's your boy, Blu-rayDave. Um, I've been curious about this podcast thing on my YouTube studio on my computer for a while now, and that's been kind of new. This isn't like the typical fashion of content for me on here. Like, I've always wanted to do a podcast. Um, Even my dad wanted both me and my brother to do um, podcasts, like when we were getting some new equipment in recent years and when I was still living with my parents. So yeah, I just hope this goes well. I'm not sure how long these podcasts are going to be, and I know I'm not professional at it. I've never joined any podcasts, but um, I mean, hey, I guess you learn something new every day, right? So, but this is a temporary name for now. I don't know. I really don't know if this is going to stick. I call this Mr. Blue Podcasts. Um, yeah, and of course, obviously I'm not going to be showing my face because podcast. Um, well, that's not always the case, you know. I'm just going to show pictures. Just this is something I've kind of done before I did YouTube. So all right, so the big topic that I want to talk about today, and I always talk about this on my channel, is I am a sucker for some of the Marvel Netflix shows, like Daredevil, Iron Fist, The Defenders, and Punisher. Um, you guys should know that I have all four of the original Netflix Blu-rays that came out for the first four seasons of the show. Like, you got the first two seasons of Daredevil, season one of Jessica Jones, and season one of Luke Cage. Now, you guys on the internet pretty much convinced me that these shows are still canon, so okay, I'm going to take my MCU collection very seriously because I need to have everything. Like, even when I was starting out way back in the day with physical media collecting, I knew I wanted to get everything that's including the shows, right? 23 now, and I realize how much I've accomplished with my MCU collection. There's still a little bit of ways to go, so nothing to be ashamed about. We got WandaVision coming out in November, and Agents of Shield. I don't know when Disney will announce and possibly release the entire series of Shield. So I'm gonna get the next three seasons from the UK, and I wish that Europe would have released the last two seasons, which you guys know is season 6 and 7. Yeah, these Marvel Netflix Blu-rays, they're going away. They're pretty rare, pretty hard to find now these days. Especially because they're on Disney Plus now, and I'm happy that they're still keeping the stuff that was originally put on Netflix. Yeah, I wish I could have invested more in Daredevil when it first came out in 2015. My goodness, I remember watching the first episode when I was 14, and I thought that the first episode was phenomenal. Daredevil is actually my very first MA show to watch. I'm just stunned by how they executed Daredevil. I never expected a Daredevil like that. Last summer was a pretty good summer because it was pretty much a wake-up call for me. Yeah, I need to get started on watching these shows, right? Yeah, what else? So, I know the whole story between, Disney and Netflix, why they had to cut ties, and I was really hoping that some of these characters would pop up in the movies, and now they legally can. There are some bootleg copies out there of these shows, Of course, in Europe, you can get the UK versions of, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and even Iron Fist. And I have the Iron Fist copy. Just until, again, when Disney will announce an official release. But yeah, I have the bootleg copies of Season 3 of Daredevil and the entire series of The Punisher. I know that the Defenders DVD is out there somewhere, but That one is really hard to find, you know. Just I'm gonna hold out on that one again until like what Disney announces. Like we already got our first experiment with the Disney Plus shows. We just got Loki the first season on Steelbook, right? Like it was pretty crazy when Disney in general just announced that they're gonna release their Disney Plus originals. Like yeah, like some of us physical media collectors, we need to have these in our collections, and I do have Loki, so yeah, I can't wait for WandaVision next month, and then The Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2 during Christmas time. Perfect timing, you know. It's also a perfect way for my dad to watch the show physically too, because you know he loves the show, and I'm pretty sure that's something that he would want to have. He's not a big physical media collector, but you know I think that's something that will be worth having for sure. Yeah. And if you guys own these original 4 Blu-rays, you should know that they made the slipcovers extra big, and the Blu-ray cases they're stacked discs. So it's even when me and my family were collecting Blu-rays back in the day, and we were introduced to that really annoyed me. So again, if you have these Blu-rays, and if you could order these online, like get like disc dividers, you know, with Agents of Shield, you know, they're already going to come with disc dividers anyways because they're 5 discs. But with these, again, they're 4, so you're going to want to get 4 disc dividers, and that helps out a lot. And plus, it helps out the slipcovers too, so that the case won't slip out as much. Again, if I were to buy these back in the day on their original release dates, like, oh man, I would have had a hassle with these. You know, like, just like, oh man, the slipcover's too big. Oh man. Still, I wish that Netflix could have just continued to release the Netflix shows on Blu-ray, because again, that's what makes these original 4 so rare, is because like Netflix had put a stop to these 2017. And again, if you saw my Luke Cage Blu-ray review, I thought that release came out 2018, because I was thinking, like, why would it take that season 2 years to come out? Because then again, the first season of Jessica Jones came out November 2015, right? But it got the Blu-ray release 2 years later, again, 2017. And normally when it comes to TV shows, say like it gets done late May, right? And then October is the usual like release date for a season to come out, right? But I don't know why, again, it took Netflix like 1 to 2 years just to release the Blu-rays. And I'm still disappointed to this day that Jessica Jones Season 3 was the last one to end the Defender saga when they cut ties, like again, like 2019. I really thought, you know, Punisher Season 2 would have ended it off. I guess it just is what it is. Yeah, I enjoy talking about these Blu-rays a lot. Like you gotta appreciate the artwork on the cases too, like the slipcovers and all that, and the disc art. Oh my gosh, I can't stress enough about the disc art. Like they pull some elements either from some certain episodes or the intros. Like, oh my gosh, they're so cool. And you guys know my history with Iron Fist. Like, I genuinely enjoyed that show when it came out. Like it came out when I was a sophomore, you know, second semester, right? Man, just again, I wasn't fully invested in this universe, which was in the MCU. But I definitely enjoyed Finn Jones's portrayal as Danny Rand, and I was so happy that this year's costume contest I got to dress up as Iron Fist. Oh man, yeah, Disney, you got to give the guy a chance. Seriously. Um, um, I've also explained this on my videos talking about these releases too. If Disney were to re-release the first four Blu-ray copies again, they're not going to say Netflix anymore. They're going to say Disney Plus, not Disney Plus original, but even if you look up the soundtracks for these shows, they don't say Netflix on them. They do say Disney Plus. Hopefully for newcomers out there, hopefully that doesn't confuse you because yeah, these are not Disney Plus originals. There are still rumors and speculations that Daredevil Born Again might be MA like its predecessor, and you know what? That's cool, you know? But I can't believe Disney pushed the boundaries with some of these shows, like, again, with Luke Cage, for instance. Yeah, I really do not like how they used, the N word, you know, like that doesn't sound like Disney. They would never do that. And what they've done in Jessica Jones, you know, it's these typical feminist shows where, again, because these shows were made and produced by ABC Studios, you know, it's not every ABC show, but like they do have those tropes where, again, with a feminist show, they try to make us guys look like the bad guys, right? Or a guy has some identity crisis, if you know what I mean. Again, we sugarcoat things here on the channel here, so yeah, I really hate Jerry Hogarth with a burning passion, and I really hope, just like off camera, I just hope that off camera, her character dies from cancer because, you know, she was a prick no matter what show she was in. Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Iron Fist, The Defenders, you know, she had this ego where she's like, I don't like to lose. Like, maybe you should try losing every once in a while, Jerry. You know, like, people lose every day, so don't act like you're something special, right? And the worst part is that she's from the Matrix movies. Like, yeah, count me out because I would have hated her character in those movies too, so I'm not going to bother with the Matrix. I don't know, again, if Netflix were to release every season of these shows out on Blu-ray when they were done, like, do you think these could have been, like, those hypothetical ones could have been rare, you know? Luckily, with my 4 releases here, excuse me, I got these at very reasonable / decent prices, you know. Well, with Daredevil Season 2, like the original copy, you know, that's going to be worth a crap ton of money, but I got mine off of eBay for like 60-something dollars. So, of course, there are exceptions. You got to be really careful with Amazon because once they have listings, like, you don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes they'll put up pictures depending on what item you're looking at, but like they just fail to tell you, like, oh, this is from this certain country or whatever, like, so you need to be careful with that. Again, there are some certain exceptions when it comes to your physical media collection, like, again, with Iron Fist Season 1 and Agent Carter Season 2, I got those from the UK, so, like, those are necessary releases. Again, until Disney announces when those shows will get official Blu-ray releases in the US, those are staying in my collection for a while, so, and it'd be nice to do, comparison videos in the future, you know. What else? The people who worked on the bootleg, the DVDs, like, they're spot on. Like, it is necessary to have the final season of Daredevil because it's pretty much a trilogy series, right? So you gotta have that. And with Punisher, sure, that's post Defenders, but it's nice to have the whole show. and with Jessica Jones, seasons 2 and 3 didn't get bootleg releases. I'm not talking about those Chinese bootleg Blu-ray ones. Like, I am not risking getting any of those. Like, they say, oh, this is the complete series of Iron Fist, but yeah, but like, it looks really off, so I'm not gonna do that, right? So like, I don't know if it would have been necessary to get season 2 of Iron Fist as a bootleg, but it would be something nice to add into the collection, right? Like, even someone on Reddit made a custom. It's not physical, like it looks cool, but like it looks like an official version of Iron Fist season 2. Like, you know how they use like the comic book art styles for the posters, like they did that for Iron Fist season 2. Like, man, I would buy that. Like, if Disney, if you're listening, look at these covers. Just continue on the comic book art style covers. Like, technically Jessica Jones season 1 got that for the Blu-ray release. It looked more like concept art, but it's still pretty cool. And of course, you guys know with the first season of Daredevil, the Blu-ray release, it got just the one still image from the intro. I would have gone with with a different cover, but I am in love with season 2's Blu-ray cover the most. Like, oh man, it's not cartoony, right? But like, they want to make it like comic book accurate-ish in a way, right? And I thought there were steelbooks for these things here too, but no, they are Zavvi exclusives. But it would be nice if we got steelbook covers of these. I mean, again, they're doing this for the Disney Plus shows, and eventually the Disney Plus shows will get slipcover versions. So like, yeah, with the Disney Plus stuff, I'm gonna stay onto their first releases, like, again, steelbooks. I know they're a little spendy, but I'm happy that they're spreading them out a little bit, like, just like give us enough time to buy these. Like, again, you got to argue with your wallet here, right? Even if like the Disney like eventually re-releases their originals on regular Blu-ray cases, I'm just not gonna bother, because I don't have a lot of steelbooks, and with the MCU and Star Wars, it gives me a perfect opportunity to get these on their initial releases, right? You guys need to let me know on when Disney will re-release their originals on regular Blu-ray covers, so I could stay ahead of the game. Again, not to buy them, but I would like to see for myself on, what is it, like, people reviewing those Blu-rays and see what my final thoughts are. Yeah, still, I feel like if these shows weren't like semi-produced by Netflix, I'm pretty sure these shows would have been released on ABC, kind of do like the Arrowverse style. Like, you have Daredevil one night, Jessica Jones the next night, Luke Cage the next night, Iron Fist the next night, and so on and so forth, right? And of course, they would have to like really clean it up, but like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., guys, I kid you not, all 7 seasons of S.H.I.E.L.D., they are more graphic. Like, this show is more graphic than these shows, and S.H.I.E.L.D. is TV-14, for Lord's sake. Like, oh my goodness, like, what are Marvel's boundaries with these shows, And, with Agent Carter, it's more family-friendly, but that's good, because, that era is in the late 40s, so, makes sense. I'm pretty sure you could have gotten... I haven't looked this up, but like, I'm pretty sure with the first season of Daredevil, you could have just gotten it anywhere. Target, Walmart, Best Buy, Amazon. Like, thank God all of these were not Amazon exclusives, because again, I believe with Best Buy, maybe you could have gotten at least Jessica Jones and Daredevil season 2. And again, at my local Walmart, I'm pretty sure this wasn't the only store that held this. Like, I saw the real Luke Cage Blu-ray in person. I was just looking like, man, I wonder what it's like with this show. Like, it's like, now I know. still, even if a season or a series is bad, like as a completionist, it's like you have to get it. Like it makes sense, right? Otherwise, it throws the collection off, right? So when Disney does eventually release seasons 2 and 3 of Jessica Jones on Blu-ray, you guys already know I'm on that. Like I'll pick those up and be like, yeah, this show still sucks, but you know it's worth it to have in the collection, you know. Because guys, when I was starting out with the MCU 8 years ago, like really collecting the stuff, like sure I want to get the series, but it's like I was more focused on the movies, right? I feel like the MCU should be more movie based than TV show based. Like we had a good variety of Marvel shows again with ABC, you know, like but like with the movies, like I just wanted like movie, TV show, movie. But now it's just like with my Star Wars collection, like oh maybe we could put a few shows in between the movies, you know. It really fills in the gaps between the movies, you know. When Phase 4 started, guys, oh man, let's be real. It was more TV series than movies, right? Phase 4 had more series than movies. And that's the unfortunate part. But this year was a great slow start. We had Quantumania, Guardians 3. Okay, those are our first 2 movies, right? And then for our shows, we had Secret Invasion, I Am Groot Season 2, and Loki Season 2. And that, again, that's a good start. And with the Marvels coming up next month, like, this is going to feel like I'm back in high school again because, sure, as much as I hated waiting for so long for Infinity War to come out, I was actually happy that we got at least, like, maybe 3 or 4 movies out of the year. Like, man, at least Kevin Feige knew how to, like, span out those movies just, like, in different months. And with, in recent years, we're in the 2020s now, right? Like, with Blu-rays in general, they're getting 2 to 3 months of Blu-ray releases now. Like, and you know what? I'm actually okay with it because sometimes, like back in the day when we were waiting for a Blu-ray, it would take at least 5 months, and that would just bug the crap out of us. Like, I'm just happy that with Blu-rays now, physical media in general now, it's taking 2 to 3 months now just to get its physical release. And again, that makes me so happy. And of course, with the Disney Plus shows, it's going to take, especially with the new stuff going forward, like it's probably going to take them a year now to release their stuff. Because again, with Mandalorian Season 1, I was concerned about like, when are they going to release the Blu-ray? So we're finally here, almost 4 years later since the app has launched. We're finally getting, 2 Blu-ray releases of Mando. Again, Season 1, Season 2. And I can't wait to see the Clone Wars Season 7 on Steelbook. Like, how cool would that be? Again, I could see some of these Star Wars animated projects on Steelbook, and that would be so cool. Like Tales of the Jedi, Bad Batch, like the possibilities are endless. Okay, I'm pretty much going to wrap up this podcast up. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Again, I'll make sure to put a picture up. It's just going to be one picture, I'm not feeling energetic to, like, put up a bunch of pictures on the first episode tonight. Like, I don't want to go overboard, so, like, let me know what you think. Could I done more? Yes, I'm recording this by my computer. I actually thought I had to make a podcast on my computer, but I guess you have to make a playlist. But I'll research more into that. All right. So you guys know what to do. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Please hit the post notification button for my content if you haven't already. And tell me in the comments, do you have these original 4 Blu-ray releases of the Defender Saga? And seriously, guys, they're worth keeping. Like, you don't want to sell them. Like, as much as you want to sell them for a crap ton of money, like they're worth having in your collection. Even the terrible ones, All right, again, thanks so much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next podcast, hopefully. Thanks for bye. May the Lord be with you guys. Always love you guys. Peace out, guys. And remember, Avengers Assemble.